Hey everybody, this is a somewhat random video, but I like to do my unboxings. So I'm going to be unboxing this anyways. And I wanted to do it on camera, maybe review the product. So it's FunkyChunky. It's a delivery gourmet popcorn service, like think caramel corn, chocolate corn. And this is the box it comes in. It's like a present. And with one pull, it releases. I love the tie there. So it actually comes in a cardboard box, a brown one, with bubble wrap, but this is what's inside of that. Now let's open it up and see what we got here. Ooh, it looks like a bunch of different treats. I suppose they just threw them all in here, but lots of good choices. We have Nutty Choco Pop, probably going to be one of my favorites. We have Sea Salt Caramel, also going to be pretty good. Probably not as good. I'm not a big caramel fan. Chocolate Pretzel. This is something I'm probably very familiar with. I've had many different types of chocolate pretzels, not from this company, but in general. Maybe this will be my favorite. Peanut Butter Cup. Ooh, I love that. And then we have Pretzel Pop, which is a mixture of potato chips, popcorn, pretzels, caramel, and chocolatey drizzle. This one might be my favorite because I've never had a cluster of chocolate, caramel, and potato chips and pretzels all in one cluster. Now that will be fascinating. So all in all, it came with five different flavors. And this beautiful ribbon here, which who knows, maybe I'll save it for Christmas next year or something. I don't know, maybe I'll just toss it. But it wouldn't be a review without a taste test of each. So I'm gonna rip them all up and then do one. I was debating not doing that so they would preserve longer, but I've got to try it. So first up is Nutty Choco Pop. I'm going to take two since they're so small that you can't get enough with one. Popcorn, caramel, almonds, cashews, chocolatey drizzle. Not bad. I didn't get any almonds or nuts with that one, so this one has a nut. So I'm going to eat one more. Not bad, not the best. Don't get me wrong, it's good, but it is just your standard chocolate pretzel nut. I've had that before, from other brands. By the way, this isn't sponsored or anything. I'm not paid for this or affiliated with the company. Pretzel Pop. This is probably my favorite. I'm going to save this to the last test. Here's another really good one. I'm going to save that one. Original chocolate pretzel with pecans, caramel, chocolate drizzle, and pretzels. Let's open it up and let's have ourselves a little taste. Oh my gosh. These clusters even look really big. Look at this one. See, I can't detect any chips just from the look of it, but I assume the chip is inside somewhere. Oh, my bad. For some reason, I thought this was the Pretzel Pop. This is just a regular chocolatey pretzel. Not bad, to be frank. This one has really big pretzels. It adds a special component to it because the pretzels are just so big. Usually pretzels are much smaller. I do prefer the smaller pretzels, but the big ones were pretty good as well. That's new. I've never experienced that before. This one is the peanut butter cup. We've got to try the peanut butter cup. So here we go. So you taste the peanut butter immediately. I think it's less harsh than the caramel and chocolate, which I actually really like. Too much of the chocolate and caramel ones can really just dry out your taste buds because it's so sharp. It's a little too sharp. I can still taste that caramel on it even though I barely ate any. So now we're on to sea salt caramel. Once again, I'm excited, but it could just be too sharp of a flavor. Let's taste a little and see. Here's one little bit. It's not bad. It's got a good solid amount of chocolate to it. And honestly, if you look at them, there are these little popcorn bits here. So I actually like the popcorn better than the pretzels. I was never a huge pretzel guy, so I like this little tiny little thing. It almost melts as I'm holding it. Has a nice crunch to it. The caramel is pretty darn sharp though. Maybe a little too harsh for my taste. You might love it. So if I had to rate the ones I've had so far, I would probably put the peanut butter cup on top. The nutty choco pop, I think it's good, and I put it second. It's a lot though. It has. Look how big those clusters are. Caramel. It has almonds. It has chocolate. It has cashews. So it's a lot per bite. Maybe too much sugar for one bite. And then I put in third place maybe the choco pretzel and then the sea salt caramel. Just because even though I like the popcorn more, I think this one had a little less harsh of a sugar rush to it. And I don't like it when it's too sugary. But I've saved the best for last. This might top the list here. The Chip Zell Pop. I'm fascinated to see how it looks like. And even more fascinated to taste it. So here we go. I opened it up. And would you look at that? So just by looking at the pieces, you can't even really tell that there's chips on them. It's mostly just popcorn with bits of candy. The one thing that does have a detectable chip on it is this little piece here, which is, it's a chip on its own. So I'm going to eat this. It has chocolate on it. That was a fascinating new flavor I've never had before. It's kind of like a Ruffles original potato chip with a chunk of melted chocolate on it. Unfortunately, if you look at it, most of it's just popcorn. I don't see much potato chips. I wish they loaded this with more potato chips. I'm kind of digging through it to see if there's any more potato chips, but it's mostly just popcorn. All right, I'm going to take a bite of this big cluster on top, which is, I don't see any potato chips, but it is a big chunk of the rest. Pretzels, caramel, chocolatey drizzle, and popcorn, which actually makes it very similar to the Nutty Choco Pop. But this one doesn't have pretzels. It's just popcorn, caramel, almonds, cashews, chocolatey drizzle. So this one has two types of nuts, almonds and cashews. This one, there's no nuts. It's pretzels and popcorn, potato chips, caramel, and chocolatey drizzle. So many different flavors. Gotta take a bite of this. There's some white on there. I assume that's the, I don't even know, the white chocolate. Whoa. That's a sugar overload. So, whoa. That's definitely like a white chocolate. So they put like a white chocolate on there, and it has this almost more subtle, smooth, soft, chocolatey feel. And that almost overwhelmed the popcorn in there. The popcorn was like a small piece. So my final ratings, personal ratings, obviously your opinions may differ, but I would rate this as number 1 or 2. Now, I wish they had more potato chips in here. I personally love potato chips, sometimes even more than popcorn. Depends on my mood. And in terms of the brand as a whole, I definitely think I wouldn't say overload, but they load their stuff with tons of chocolate. So stay healthy, eat healthy, enjoy, but enjoy in moderation. I would peg this one as number 1. And then I'm going to peg the peanut butter cup as number 2, followed by the nutty choco pop, followed by the chocolate pretzel, which have massive pretzel sizes. Let me just show you once again how big these pretzels are. Look at that. Let me just put it next to me on an even field so there's no depth of perception issues there. So my hand is just as far from the camera as this pretzel. And I have an average size hand, more or less, maybe slightly larger than average. Look, this pretzel is like almost the size of my thumb. So put this as number 4. And that's just because I've eaten a lot of chocolate pretzels over my life. Was never a huge fan of pretzels, but you may love pretzels. And then I would put as number 5, sea salt caramel. So hopefully you enjoyed this little fun video. It was not sponsored, or I was not affiliated with this or make any money from this through their sponsorships. But hopefully it was a little fun product review. Enjoy, and let me know your requests for other unboxings.